Yes, Disney theories are the best. This one ties together not just Brave and Frozen, but Tangled too. Stick around until the end to find out about Rapunzel's secret sister. New to the things? Hit that subscribe button and never miss out. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Now let's see exactly how Brave is connected to Frozen.
I will add a quart of lutefisk, so we have good feelings. Just the outfit and the boots, yeah?
Disney theories are half the fun of being a Disney fan. We can't get enough of them. The original stories are incredible, but seeing new creative twists is super fun. Whether a theory extends a story, expands a character, or ties movies together, they're all just as fascinating. Disney fans have no shortage of creativity. It's not hard to find a ton of theories on any Disney movie. One fan came up with a pretty detailed theory, linking Frozen, Brave, and Tangled together. It may seem like a bit of a stretch, but the arguments are pretty good. If you give it a chance, it makes a lot of sense. There are a ton of little details that support the tie-ins. In Brave, the four clans, Dingwall, MacGuffin, Macintosh, and DunBroch, are constantly locked in war. For generations, they fought each other in endless skirmishes over land, resources, and honor. It wasn't until an outside force united the clans together. Invaders from Rome, Scandinavia, and the North began to attack the clans in their homelands. They united together with Fergus as their leader. The clans defeated the foreign invaders and formed the kingdom of DunBroch. Fergus became their king and his wife Eleanor became their queen. Reddit user The Jarvie thinks they may know at least one of the invading forces. Part of their theory is that Arendelle, the kingdom of Frozen, were outside attackers. King Agnar of Arendelle wears quite a few medals. This theory imagines that he won them during the war against the clans. If that's true, Brave, Tangled, and Frozen all take place in the same time period. The theory goes on to analyze a layout of Arendelle itself. The city is built more like a fort than a medieval castle. Instead of a royal palace sitting atop a hill with miles of sprawling land around it, it's right on a cliff. That makes it seem like it was built to defend the harbor and house ships. It really does look more like a naval base. The city is surrounded by impenetrable mountains. That makes it a great location for a military installment. If you're building a fort you need to defend from invaders, you want it to be as difficult to access as possible. This layout makes less sense for a residential area. Feudal economies relied heavily on trade. It would be really difficult for anyone to get to Arendelle to trade from the outside. Sailing in by ship is the only option, which is very expensive. This would limit who could trade with the kingdom. If Arendelle was built as a fort and Agnar was its commander, it would make sense why he then became king. If the city was only founded recently, that would also explain why the castle has no pictures of rulers before him. He would be the first king of Arendelle.
Oh, look at that. I've been impaled.
The Duke of Weaseltown also seems to have a lot of war medals. In this theory, Weaseltown and Arendelle were allies during the war. If they fought together against the clans, this would explain why they're close allies with Arendelle despite their cultural differences. Weaseltown is a ruthless and greedy land. Everyone is out for themselves. Arendelle seems to have a shared morality. They're a kind and generous people. Something had to have untied these two kingdoms together to make them allies. When Anna's magical powers are revealed to the people of Arendelle, most seem totally shocked and caught off guard. Everyone but one person, that is. The Duke of Weaselton. The Duke of Weaseltown reacts as if he's seen magic before, and he finds it threatening. It's possible that there was witchcraft used in the war. If he had a bad experience with magic in the past, that would explain his aggressive reaction to Anna. While everyone else is picking their jaws up off the ground, the Duke is ready to rally against her. He's not the only character who seems to have a past run with magic. Anna developed a white streak in her hair after she was accidentally attacked with her sister's power. It's a really beautiful symbol of her dangerous encounter. Queen Eleanor has a very similar white streak in her hair. It's even in the same location. This makes it seem like Queen Eleanor may have had a similar experience to Anna. Most people in the clans don't seem to believe in magic. Fergus is certainly skeptical. Queen Eleanor is a true believer. Could that be because she she's seen magic firsthand. Merida's culture in Brave is distinct from that of Arendelle. The clothing is highly stylized. In DunBroch, everyone wears a lot of traditional tartans as well as fur. We don't see a lot of fur in Arendelle. It appears that even after the war ended, no friendship was formed between Arendelle and the clans. In Corona, however, it's a different story. After Rapunzel escapes from her tower, she sees a whole new side of her kingdom. She and Eugene stop into a tavern called the Snuggly Duckling. At the tavern, we see people dressed more like members of the 4 clans. Could Scottish immigrants move to Corona after the war? Could Corona have been allies of DunBroch? There's a map shown at the end of Tangled with a sea serpent in the North Sea. A very similar map is displayed in Brave. The second map shows the serpent in the south. That could be a huge clue that the films are related and that the kingdoms aren't that far apart.
Well, I do like ducklings.
Yay!
There's future evidence that the 3 films all take place in the same universe. When King Agnar consults the book to find out how to save Anna, there's a clue in an illustration. The troll appears to be healing someone dressed more like a person from the clans than someone from Arendelle. The director of Frozen has confirmed the link between his film and Tangled. Anna and Elsa's parents were on their way to a family wedding when their ship sank. It wasn't just any wedding, it was that of their cousin Rapunzel to her fiancé Eugene. Rapunzel and Eugene also attended the coronation of Queen Elsa. The 2 royal families are related. It seems like they hadn't been in contact for years before being invited to Rapunzel's wedding. Fans even have theories as to why that is. One theory is that since both Elsa and Rapunzel had magical powers, King Agnar moved away to protect Elsa from being kidnapped like Rapunzel. That's a pretty solid idea, but we think it's part of a larger picture. The witch in Brave is hiding away in the woods in exile. Elsa is told to hide her power no matter what. Rapunzel's power wasn't shunned by her family. She was desperately missed and her return was celebrated. This makes it seem like Corona has a much different attitude toward magic. Could it be that magic is frowned upon in Arendelle? Could that have something to do with the Great War? Queen Eleanor has the white streak implying she's been magically attacked. The Duke of Weaseltown seems to hate magic and finds it an extreme threat. Could Agnar and his cousins in Corona have split over their loyalties in the war? Could that split and the war itself have been about each culture's view on magic? If all of that is true, it would explain why there is no mention of Anna, Elsa, and Rapunzel being cousins until the coronation. If their parent generation of the family were estranged over the war, the younger members might be ready to put differences aside after the death of their parents, and her crowning as Queen Elsa would be smart to make allies with her cousin in Corona. As a new leader, she would need all the support she could get. If that's any sign of the rest of her reign, she'll be a great queen. She's already ending feuds and forming alliances. If she restored relations with Corona, she could probably form a friendly tie to DunBroch too. What an alliance that would be. 3 kingdoms, all with powerful female leadership. There's another detail of the Jarvis theory that we can't help but love. The witch's cottage in Brave is full of bear carvings. She's whittled herself a little Ursine army. She also creates a transformation spell and chooses for her target to turn into a bear. She clearly has a thing for the big brown animals. In Frozen, Sven's outpost has some similar motifs. There are bears carved into the counter. Some fans have argued that Sven is a good witch. They didn't pull the idea out of thin air. Frozen is based on a book called The Ice Queen. In the original story, Sven's shack is actually a good witch's cottage. Could it be that bears are a sacred symbol to the magic users in the universe? Now that we've established tons of connections between all 3 films, there's another huge twist.
I don't want to get married. I want to stay single and let my hair flow in the wind as I ride through the glen.
This one is huge, so get ready for a shock. Some fans believe that Rapunzel wasn't Corona's only princess. Some imagine she had a little sister. After Rapunzel was kidnapped, her parents were heartbroken. They lived in pain for years. When the queen became pregnant again, they were consumed with fear. They couldn't help but be afraid that their second child would disappear too. They came up with a plan to protect her. The innocent baby was sent away to live with her aunt and uncle in Arendelle. Here's where the theory splits. Some fans believe Elsa is Rapunzel's sister. They both have beautiful platinum blonde hair. They both have mysterious magical powers too. Since none of their parents have such light hair, this could hold some water. Does their blonde hair come from their magical powers? As soon as Rapunzel loses her powers, her hair turns brown like her mother's. It does seem like their locks are so light because of their powers. When the trolls ask Elsa's father if she was born with her powers or cursed, he stutters. Was that because he isn't her real father, so he wasn't at her birth? Other fans have guessed that Anna is Rapunzel's secret sister. With her light eyes and brown hair, she looks a lot like the Queen of Corona. Either way, Rapunzel may have a sister out there that she's just now getting to know. If the secret sister part of the theory hasn't taken it far enough for you, what if there was one more step? Some fans think that baby Elsa wasn't sent to Arendelle first. Queen Eleanor has the same exact white streak in her hair that Anna has. Could it be because they were trusted with little Elsa first? Was Queen Eleanor hit with her ice magic? Could that even be a part of what started the war in the first place? This theory seems to get more complicated by the second. That's part of what makes it so fun. The kingdoms of DunBroch, Arendelle, and Corona are already entrancing. They each have a unique culture and beautiful landscapes. It's incredible to see how carefully all three were connected by this fan theory. Having this new perspective on the war against the clans is pretty fun too. This theory puts a whole new spin on a ton of characters. Sven might be a good witch. Theirs may be the ultimate symbol of magic. We learned that Elsa may be adopted. How mind-blowing is that? Is she the reason Queen Eleanor and Anna have matching white highlights? One of the most interesting parts of this fan theory is definitely the breakdown of Arendelle's layout. We never noticed just how much the city resembled a naval fort. It really does have the perfect location for defense. All of these connections between Brave and Frozen are total eye-openers. Who knew just how much these two films had in common? The additional tie-ins to Tangled are like the icing on the top of the theory cake. There's no way around it. We're still reeling over Rapunzel having a secret sister. We hope this Disney theory was as fascinating for you as it was for us. See you next time.